You must immediately assess your surroundings after the time machine crash. The Neoproterozoic air contains less oxygen than you're used to. Check your body for injuries within the first 60 seconds. Even minor cuts can become infected in this prehistoric environment. Your survival gear scattered during the crash. Gather essential tools within 10 minutes. The knife and flint are your highest priorities. The atmospheric composition is roughly 12% oxygen compared to modern 21%. You'll need to regulate your physical activity carefully. Find high ground within the first 30 minutes. The early Earth's weather patterns are extreme, and flash floods are common. You must locate a water source within 2 hours. Look for green algal mats. They indicate fresh water in this era. Construct a shelter immediately using your tarp. The temperature fluctuates drastically between day and night in this period. Avoid any contact with the primitive organisms you encounter. Your modern immune system has no defense against ancient microbes. Your compass will work differently here. The magnetic poles were in different positions. Use the sun for primary navigation. Create a base camp at least 100 feet above any water source. Primitive arthropods are abundant near water bodies. You need to make fire within the first 3 hours. The flint and any dry vegetation will work, but keep it small to avoid attention. Purify all water by boiling for at least 10 minutes. The ancient microorganisms could be deadly if ingested. Your rope can be used to create an elevated sleeping platform. Never sleep on the ground in this environment. Mark your crash site with bright pieces of the time machine. You'll need these components if rescue becomes possible. Ration your modern tools carefully, they cannot be replaced. Stone tools can be crafted as backups. The primitive atmosphere creates unique optical effects. Don't trust your depth perception until you've adjusted. You must maintain strict hygiene. Even a small cut exposed to prehistoric bacteria could prove fatal. Create multiple caches of supplies within a 1-mile radius of your base camp. Never keep all resources in one location. The day length was shorter in this era, approximately 18 hours. Adjust your sleep schedule accordingly. Watch for signs of oxygen deprivation, dizziness, confusion, or shortness of breath. Rest immediately if these occur. Construct smoke signals using wet vegetation, but be cautious. The different atmospheric composition affects how fire burns. Your best chance of survival lies in finding a cave system. The temperature remains more stable underground. Document everything you observe. If rescued, this information will be invaluable to science. Keep your shelter entrance facing east. The predominant storm patterns in this era move west to east. You must build multiple water collection systems. The rainfall patterns are unpredictable in this time period. Never eat any local organisms. The biochemistry is too different from modern life forms to be safe. Create defensive barriers around your camp. While large predators don't exist yet, swarms of smaller creatures might. Monitor the sky color. A greenish tint indicates dangerous atmospheric conditions. Seek shelter immediately if observed. Your survival depends on maintaining absolute calm. The psychological stress of time displacement can be overwhelming. Remember, you're experiencing a world that no human has ever seen. Your observations could revolutionize science if you survive. You must immediately assess your crash site for immediate dangers. The Neoproterozoic atmosphere contains less oxygen than you're used to, so conserve energy. Locate your emergency supplies quickly. Your time machine's safety pod should contain basic survival gear if it's intact. You need to find shelter within the first 30 minutes. Look for elevated cave openings. Lower areas may flood during frequent Neoproterozoic rains. Test any cave entrance carefully. Throw rocks inside to check for primitive creature inhabitants. Even early life forms can be dangerous. Your compass won't work here due to different magnetic fields. Mark your path using rope pieces to avoid getting lost in cave systems. Secure your shelter entrance with the tarp. You must create a barrier against the unfamiliar atmosphere and potential primitive organisms. Start gathering water immediately. Look for clear running streams. Standing water in this era contains unknown microorganisms. You must purify all water through both boiling and filtering. Create a filter using layers of sand, charcoal, and cloth from your clothes. Build your fire away from cave walls. The ancient rock composition may be unstable when heated, risking cave-ins. Your flint will be crucial for fire starting. Keep it dry and protected. Replacement tools don't exist in this time period. Search for dry plant material for tinder. The vegetation will be primitive. Look for early moss-like plants near water sources. Create a smoke signal system using wet vegetation. The thick atmosphere will hold smoke signals longer than in modern times. You must treat any injuries within the first hour. The primitive atmosphere lacks beneficial bacteria. Infections will be deadly. Clean wounds thoroughly with boiled water. Use cloth strips from your clothing as bandages, changing them frequently to prevent contamination. Establish a daily routine within 24 hours. Maintaining modern human circadian rhythms will be crucial for psychological survival. Keep your knife sharp using fine-grained rocks. Tool maintenance is critical. You can't replace modern metal in this era. Create multiple water storage containers using your tarp. The irregular weather patterns of this period make water availability unpredictable. Monitor the primitive sun's position. Day-night cycles were shorter in the Neoproterozoic. Adjust your schedule accordingly. You must construct a waste disposal area far from your shelter. Preventing contamination is crucial in this delicate prehistoric ecosystem. Build elevated storage platforms using your rope. Early life forms will be attracted to any food or supplies left at ground level. Maintain a constant fire. The unfamiliar atmosphere makes hypothermia a serious risk, despite seemingly moderate temperatures. Create backup shelter locations within a 1-mile radius. Geological activity was more frequent in this era. Have evacuation plans ready. You should document your surroundings using charcoal markings. Understanding local patterns may help predict environmental dangers. Test new water sources gradually. Your modern digestive system isn't equipped for Neoproterozoic microorganisms. Keep your shelter entrance elevated and easily defendable. Early multicellular organisms may be more aggressive than expected. Construct multiple fire pits for different purposes: cooking, signaling, and warmth. Never leave yourself without a fire source. Practice strict hygiene despite primitive conditions. Your modern immune system is your only defense against prehistoric pathogens. Store emergency supplies in multiple locations. The unstable geology of this period means you could lose access to your main cache. You must maintain your mental acuity through regular exercise and problem solving. Isolation in this era can quickly affect psychological health. Create a calendar system using marks on cave walls. Tracking time will help maintain your connection to modern human consciousness. Your most immediate concern for long-term survival is establishing a permanent shelter within the cave system. You must carefully map the cave passages using charcoal markings, noting all possible exits and water sources. Within the first 24 hours, set up your base camp at least 100 feet from the cave entrance to protect from weather and predators. Create a dedicated sleeping area elevated from the ground using gathered vegetation in your emergency tarp. You need to master fire making immediately. It's your key to survival. Practice with your flint until you can start a fire in under 5 minutes. Position your fire pit near a natural chimney in the cave ceiling to allow smoke ventilation while retaining maximum heat. Your survival depends on finding sustainable food sources. The primitive algae and bacteria are not sufficient for human nutrition. You must develop fishing techniques using your rope to create nets. Focus on catching the early fish-like creatures in coastal waters. Remember that most modern plants haven't evolved yet. You'll need to rely heavily on marine life for sustenance. Test new food sources carefully. Wait 24 hours after consuming a tiny amount before eating more of any unfamiliar organism. Keep your knife sharp using cave rocks. A dull blade will make food preparation and tool crafting dangerous and inefficient. You should collect rainwater in natural rock depressions, but always purify it by boiling for at least 5 minutes. Create multiple water storage containers from large leaves or hollowed wood to maintain a 3-day emergency supply. Your physical health is crucial. Perform stretching exercises daily and maintain strength through regular movement. Watch for cuts and scrapes. They can quickly become infected. Clean all wounds immediately with boiled water. You must establish a daily routine to maintain mental health. Mark the passage of time by creating a cave wall calendar. Build smoke signals near the cave entrance that can be quickly lit if you spot any signs of rescue attempts. Learn to read weather patterns by observing cloud formations. Storms in this era can be especially violent. Create backup shelter locations within a 2-mile radius of your main cave in case you need to evacuate quickly. You should practice emergency evacuation routes monthly. Know at least 3 escape paths from your cave system. Maintain your tools religiously. Your knife, rope, and flint are irreplaceable in this time period. Store emergency supplies in multiple locations. Never keep all your resources in one vulnerable spot. You must develop new tools using available materials. Sharp rocks can become backup knives and scrapers. Create a system for preserving any meat you catch. Smoking and drying techniques will be essential for food storage. Remember that modern bacteria don't exist yet. Your immune system will face unique challenges in this environment. Keep your sleeping area absolutely clean. Even small cuts can become dangerous without modern medicine. You should maintain a constant awareness of your surroundings. Unknown creatures may emerge from land or sea. Document everything you observe. Understanding this environment's patterns is crucial for long-term survival. Your psychological resilience is as important as physical survival. Talk out loud daily to maintain verbal skills. Develop a consistent sleep schedule based on daylight hours. Regular rest is crucial for survival. Remember that rescue may never come. You must prepare yourself mentally for indefinite survival in this era. Create projects to maintain purpose. Mapping the area, improving your shelter, developing new tools. Your survival depends on adapting to this alien world while maintaining your human knowledge and skills. Notice your equipment displays starting to dim and flicker. The quantum batteries are finally depleting after months of use. You must carefully ration your remaining power. Calculate exactly how many hours of light and heat you can generate. Gathering your last reserves of strength, you need to secure your shelter against the intensifying prehistoric storms. Your hands shake as you check your supplies. The medical kit is almost empty, water purifier failing, food stores critically low. Watch helplessly as your time beacon signal grows weaker. The quantum field can no longer maintain a stable temporal lock. You should document everything you've discovered about this ancient world. Future generations may someday find your records. Moving deeper into your mountain cave, you must prepare for the long darkness ahead. Gather dry wood while you still can. Your body is weakening from the alien bacteria. The medical nanites are offline now, leaving you vulnerable. Conserve energy by staying still. Your metabolism needs to slow down to match the primitive oxygen levels. You find yourself oddly at peace watching the strange constellations wheel overhead through the cave mouth. Ancient life forms pulse with bioluminescence in the darkness. Their soft blue glow provides unexpected comfort. Your mind drifts to memories of home as the cold seeps in. The prehistoric air grows thin at this altitude. Wrap yourself tightly in the thermal blanket. Its silvery surface reflects the last warmth of your body heat. You must accept that rescue is impossible now. The temporal coordinates were lost when the beacon failed. Listen to the haunting sounds of this primordial world. The wind speaks in languages a billion years old. Your consciousness begins to merge with the ancient rhythms of the earth. Time loses all meaning here. Watch the first multicellular organisms drift past your cave. Their simple beauty brings tears to your eyes. You realize you've become part of something vast and eternal. This prehistoric world welcomes you home. The last of your equipment grows silent, but the soft glow of ancient life illuminates your final shelter. Your journey ends where life itself began. The stars above will keep their billion-year vigil. Feel the peace of geological time washing over you. The mountains will remember your presence here. You close your eyes as the ancient world cradles you. Your atoms will dance in the cosmic cycle forever. The wind whispers ancient lullabies through the rocks. Time's vast ocean carries you gently away. Your story becomes one with the primordial earth. The first dawn of life embraces your final sunset. Rest now in the arms of deep time. You have witnessed the beginning and found your own peaceful ending.